Hi Leo, welcome back for your twin flame check-in. Those of you who are new are very warm welcome. If you're wanting to make a booking, the link will be directly below. I'm going to be doing a check-in for each zodiac sign and then separately twin flame for that zodiac sign. Now, there is a lot of changes happening in April. Although we're going retrograde, I was feeling all last year, April was the point of change. I do feel there can be a lot of tie-up of loose ends. And a lot of meditation has been done in March. So it's that movement, and it can be, if we're really stuck, especially with this Saturn, hello, it can be a point where we see what isn't working and what we need to rectify. The retrograde cycle is going to be going for 5 months. So we've got Neptune, we've got Pluto, which is the planet of births, deaths, endings, and new beginnings. Now, they're not going retrograde at the same time. They are going retrograde at different intervals, and Mercury will be going direct after about the first week. Although it is going direct at the moment, we do have the shadow aspect of it, which can be super heavy. I would say probably in the last 3 days, the energy has lessened, but there still is that frustration, that blank canvas, you know, of what we're going to paint, what we're going to move forward, how we're going to go about doing that. And there has been much confusion in relation to that, of how both parties in their separate lives and collectively can actually move that energy forward. I'm going to tune into it. Okay, Leo, overall for your own energy, you might be pausing before you make action. You might be wondering what and how you're going to work on this situation. So it can be in relation to a home-related dynamic. And what's blocking you is that the foundation isn't set yet, and it's going to cause turbulence. But even if you're realizing that what's blocking you, that energy is still going to be there. It's like no magic solution is going to drop from the sky to not cause turbulence in that scenario, especially with Saturn retrograde. It can denote tower moments, home front issues, conflict, to have that restart point. Now, that can be on either side, yours or counterpart's energy, because it's coming through in your reading. So whoever's cross-referencing in relation to their TF, it's the overall energy. So it can be coming on your side of the fence or their side of the fence. Financially speaking, you know, you've got to be doing things and investing in scenarios, either at an emotional level, a spiritual level, or a financial level, a sense of commitment, only where you in your higher consciousness feels that that is what's, you know, going to work for you. If you get too much in your ego, your third eye, you can't meditate and manifest it only from the third eye. That's really what's going to block you. Some of you might be dealing with Virgo, but I'm not going to get caught up in it. It can be the energy of the moon frequency coming through. But I'm feeling as though, how do I put it? You feel you have a right for the karmic cycle to end and for it to be balanced. And that, you know, regardless of what side of the fence it's on, both energies are wanting to balance situations out. Both of you are feeling now in your own energy and consciousness that you have an entitlement to have a happy ending. So both of you individually do feel that frequency. Both of you individually are concerned about your base chakra, family-related dynamics, who's going to take the first move. That, again, can be quite an egoic energy that comes through. Do some base chakra work to actually balance that, especially if you're getting triggered about your safety, your home, your children, your assets and finances. Those things can actually block you transitioning forward. And again, it's coming through in your family domain. It's like not making a choice. It can be for those of you who have a karmic parent. There's issues in relation to that. There's a delay. You're not quite sure how to manifest that situation. But again, you know, knowing and handing the power to universe is one aspect of it, but it's really guiding you to regardless of your consciousness and your reality check, that Saturn can assist Tower moments, whereby can you actually change situations. You might be conversing with other people in relation to the foundation of the connection, but sometimes having too much compassion is problematic, and be cautious who you're trusting when you're communicating. What you're not seeing is, your physical health by working on the base chakra, and sorting the conflicts out connected to base chakra. This can be, again, I'll say your family, fertility, next to kin, your home, all of those areas. If they're needing addressing, they're going to come up into light this month coming in April. As long as you stay grounded, it's going to work. But I do feel if you are too detached from the situation and feel it's not for you to make any movements and changes in your life, 9 times out of 10 you find this dual energy does mirror each other, and in some shape or form there's something that you need to do. So if you are delayed in a sense of changing certain things and not taking steps to move forward, it's going to block the process. There's no magic fix of, how do I put it, this person's coming in to give me clarity to save me. It's like, go back to the 3D of what is happening in your 3D life right now. Is there something that you're not happy with? Do you want to change it? On their side, it can be looking as though what they're wanting you to know is some of the responsibility is not just on their plate. It can potentially be on yours or a karmic energy side, and some of the power has been taken away from them temporarily. So it's not they don't want to move, it's that they're physically stuck right now. They're needing to pause to assess the situation. They're also needing to find that pause within their life to have the time to reflect upon it. They do have a lot of people around them that are guiding them, and this can also be a loved one that's passed over. And the time out is to assist with this. It's not to punish you. Even if the communication's not there, they don't want to discuss things unless they have final conclusions on hearing. And again, I am saying some of them might be dealing with karmic energies, co-parenting, what to manifest in their life. And so they're trying to anchor that energy in to be able to move forward. Move forward. There you go. They're trying to get a situation together. I'm going to pull some clarifiers. I'm really feeling they're quite stuck in a T section of the road, and there might be something they actually need to walk away from. Now, when I'm saying walk away, it may be it could be a karmic, it could be kin. It just feels as though they're trying to bring it together, but it's not quite coming together. And they're not being kind to themselves. And it can be that a karmic actually wishes reconciliation. I'm feeling that isn't in the plan. I also feel as though the moving forward is due to the fact the situation has grown old, and the letting go is so that they can reconcile with you. I do feel moving through the month, they're going to get in touch with the heart chakra. And really in March, there was a lot of heart chakra activation. But the activation was like a purge of it, but opening it up to a point where you were doing healing work in that area. And I feel your counterpart is really feeling that frequency, but they're going to be in a better vibration, I feel, moving into April. The transformation's happening on the inside first, not the outside. And they're going with the flow with the situation, because some of the choices are actually out of their hand. And I do feel there's a delay in relation to contracts, legalities. That was quite relevant in March. It can be to do with a situation of bringing it back into balance and family members that they're connecting in with. And the transformation they feel in their higher consciousness, they will know when the time is right. And when it comes to surrendering, they're trying to make rational decisions in relation to it. So it might be that they're just being quite practical about it. The limitation of choices is You can't, again, I am feeling some of you are dealing with a karmic energy, your twinners. But it's also childhood-related wounds, their conditioning, the way they've been brought up. That's really getting broken down bit by bit, brick by brick. They are going to make a decision moving towards you. And it can be due to, how do I put it? Indiscretions with the karmic. They energetically feel quite stuck. So in some ways, they're weighing up the pros and cons of scenarios. One of it is romantic, and that feels directly connected to you. But when I say romance, that's sort of like a lower realm of situations. This more feels a spiritual connection. But they're in the hangman position because they're not willing to handle two scenarios. They feel it will get too messy, and it's already messy enough. They really do feel they're going to be left out in the cold, and that they are running out of time. And they are going to move away from not making decisions. They know that this is like running out of time. I really do feel they know. They're really assessing the past. They're really assessing where people didn't invest in them and where they perhaps energetically were similar and where they were quite secretive and then they became bored. They've been researching through the grapevine in relation to how to approach this situation. They're very angry at themselves, so they do feel they've been quite stubborn to see the truth of the situation. Between you, temporarily, now reaching this card is almost to the point of an ending cycle. Now the moon in Libra was directly that end cycle, and we do have another one coming up in April. By that stage, I do feel there'll be a tying up of loose ends. The delay in that is to that point, but it's due to the fact that on your side of the fence and their side of the fence, they're trying to have compassion to the situation and end it correctly. End the delay. And this doesn't have to be a physical person as an energy of a karmic. It could directly be a work-related dynamic, a spiritual block. I do feel for those of you who are in communication, your throat chakra will be quite direct and assertive, but I'm feeling you got the compassion for it. You're wanting integrity back in your life, and you're willing to have the patience if it comes correct. You very much do hold aspects of dreams with this person, and you're trying to have the strength in order to move forward. But it is bringing about frustration. I wouldn't say a purge. I would say emotional surrender. That is very much an aspect of it. I do feel when you actually, it's quite strange. It's like when you do physically relinquish hope, that's when it starts moving. Detaching from needing the communication, trusting in your intuition and the 5-day. And you'll have the happy outcome you want. You'll be happy if you can get to that point. It will balance things out. I'm sort of feeling as though you're networking with people. It might be word through the grapevine. It might be direct communication between they have a lot of blue, you've got a lot of blue. So the open communication is definitely potentially there. Your fear-based frequencies, though, Leo, coming up, even tuning into them with their karmic related dynamic, their home related dynamic and finances, this can be directly affecting and blocking it. You need to try and tune out of those frequencies and do some base chakra work. Your throat chakra, however, higher or lower frequency, always does depend on how it comes through. If it's coming through from a codependent energy, it's going to be problematic and it can cause triggers. But if those triggers come up, it's because they're needing to change scenarios. You do tend to look at the throaty a bit too heavily, that it's affected it permanently. It doesn't. It ends up just being a purge and a transformation. Okay, what you're not seeing coming, Leos. I'm hearing the Adele song, Remember. There is a potential that this person is going to make contact with you because you've got lost love in reverse. Some of you may think, oh, I can't do this anymore. You don't want to remember. You don't want to just think of what the potential of the future can be in a sense of happy. You want it right now. But you're not being tempted or swayed by other people. So it can be you're doing quite a lot of work on yourself. Yeah, quite a lot of work on yourself. This will actually fast track you. So even if it comes through in the reading, it's your highest advice because it can actually fast step it. If you can actually change that energy. Okay, I'm hearing, like, again, I'm seeing the Libra moon as a time point. Now it's weird because we had the full moon in Libra, and I'll have to get the date of it, and I know I've got it on my phone. The next moon is in April. That is a Libra moon, and I kept hearing Libra moon. I'm feeling this correlates with the new moon and the full moon because one's a purge, one's a new, and I'm feeling it's the new. Let me see the dates. Where did I put it? I'll try and put the link directly below. But I'm feeling it's connected to Libra moon. But you've definitely got healing. So it might be that you're working with crystals. Again, be super careful of your third eye with the ego. Some of you are focusing on your goals, but in the back of your mind, your TF is there. It theoretically can feel as though you're turning your back and you can get quite emotional connected to that. But the reflection is, you know, what goes up must come down, what comes down must go up. So it's, yes, the sun will shine another day. And yes, if you keep your eye on your goals, you can actually manifest that. But you're not being tempted by anything lower frequency. And really white light yourself at the moment. You know, it can be anything to the note of tiger eye, amethyst. If you're needing a detoxification, it can be citrine. Tune into what you spiritually feel you have a blockage in and utilize that stone. Heart chakra is going to be quite activated, but again, it might be that you need ruby or something to that degree, especially with all the red coming through in your reading. Any questions while I'm here? Tidying up my cards. There is a large potential of communication coming through though because there's so many blue cards. So do be prepared if you have not been in communication. There is a potential that communication will be quite high for you guys. But you've got to keep grounded and know that whatever they're going to tell you is in relation to the steps they're needing to take. I'll do live sessions into the collective energy. Once I've completed these, I'll do masculine and feminine individually. And that way we can keep an eye on how the energy is changing. I'll try and get on top of these and then we can do the dailies. And I'll tune into the TF journey during that too. And if you are wanting a booking, you can go to the link directly below. Otherwise, I will see you shortly.